What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to go over my basic overview of the 2024 Duramax. Now, like I said last week, or not last week, the week before when I picked the truck up, I just gave you guys a quick overview of the truck, everything about that because I was so far away from home. But now we got the truck home and I've been driving around a little bit, really putting some miles on it. Nothing too crazy mile-wise. We have about almost 1,000 on it, but it's enough to drive the truck to experience everything. And, you know, like every redesign that GM has, there's some good things that they add, and there's some things that, you know, you wish were a little bit more thought out. And there's a few of those things I already noticed in the interior, so I want to go over everything about this truck, what I like, what I don't like, and just walk you guys through it all. So let's hop into the truck. We'll get started up. I finally got my touchscreen working. So what I ended up doing was when I got the truck home, I just disconnected the batteries and reconnected them. And someone actually left a comment on my last video, which made sense. I never really put two and two together until I read that comment. But on the passenger side, the positive for the battery was slid open, which someone said that the truck was probably dead. It was jump started, which makes 100%, you know, sense that it was probably in demo mode and the truck bugged out. The truck went dead and the screen wasn't set up. So after I unplugged and re-hooked up the batteries, everything works as it should now. So I can give you guys a full overview of the new infotainment system. One thing that I really like about this dash up here is that it's fully customizable. So you can go, let me see, I haven't done this enough to know. Alright, so display lads. So you can change your whole display here. Sorry, let me pick the camera up. You can change your display of how you want, like the speedo and your tack. I had it on this one, progressive. I like that one the most, but there's a million different options on here. You can control right hand or left hand side, right hand side, the lower gauges, the units. There's a million different things. This is fully customizable, which is nice, but after playing around with it, this is what the setup I like the most. Now, getting back over to the touchscreen, it's actually very responsive to touchscreen. I thought it was going to be a little bit laggy, but everything works as it should. One thing that if you guys get a 2024, you got to do immediately is, let me show you, vehicle, buckle to drive. So this was driving me crazy when I got the truck, that if this is automatically set on, that if you don't have your seatbelt on, the truck will not shift the drive. And it was driving me crazy until I went into the touchscreen and noticed that that was a setting you can turn off. Thank God you could turn it off, because that's super annoying. So turn that off. There's a few more settings on here. Same stuff. Advanced heating, I have no idea what that is, but fully customizable. One thing that I love about this is, let me hit on the side of the seat, is the 24s finally have the massaging seats. Now, I still really don't know how to operate these. I haven't played around with it enough yet. They were supposed to show me at the dealer, but like I said, my touchscreen was not working. But these seats do work very well, the massaging seats. And one thing that they really improved upon is the dash. Like, all this up here is leather. It looks like a $90,000 truck should. This interior is sweet between the stitching and the piping. This will scare you here. It's kind of weird that they have this button over here, but when you hit that, that's the button for the upper glove box. But everything is leather wrapped. The door panels don't look as cheap. Over here is still plastic, but up over here is all leather. They really did a good job with this interior. Now let's get into a couple things that really drive me nuts with this truck. That, you know, really probably were not well thought out. So one is when you go to shift this into drive, as you're driving over here, the shifter blocks the whole left hand side of the touchscreen. And the second thing is, I don't know if you see the volume button here, but it's very awkward to go ahead and try to control the radio as you're driving, because your hand's like going down over the shifter here to hit it, and obviously you can't come up from underneath because it's just really awkward. It just doesn't feel, you know, natural trying to hit the buttons here just with the shifter in the way. That's one thing that, you know, did not take me long to notice, that this could have been thought out a little bit better. Now, like, obviously if it's over here, you're reaching for it. I'm not, you know, I'm not an expert, you know, I'm not a designer for GM, but this setup right here for the volume is not well thought out. Let's see, everything else in here really works. Now, one thing that I miss is that I love on the 17 and 19 trucks that the wireless charging pad was right up in here. Just because, you know, you're driving, it's really easy to grab your phone. The 20 down here, you know, I wasn't really a fan of, but this wireless charging pad here, I really can't stand, because you cannot see your phone at all. It's just really, you got to pull your phone in and out of that. That's one thing that I don't like. And finally, another thing that I really like is this black suede headliner. Now, even if this was not even suede and this was black on a Denail, I love it. Now, on my 20, it's gray, and I never touch anything up here, because a lot of you guys know it's that gray, and even if your hands aren't dirty, you touch it, you get the fingerprints all over it. On the AT4 2020, you could have gotten this in black, which is nice. I was thinking about for the longest time swapping mine out for that, but you got to pull the windshield out, and I wasn't really planning on going through all that. But everything else in here, really, the button layout, all this makes sense. The trailer brake location, everyone's crapping on this location, but I think it's an awesome location. It just feels very natural as you're driving. If you want to control your trailer brake, I'll be towing with this truck in a few weeks when I take everything down to Atlantic City for the truck show. I'm going to have my setup on the back and my 30-foot trailer, so I'll really be putting this to the test to get my overview of it. But once you sit in here and you use this, it feels very, very natural. It doesn't feel awkward grabbing it. One thing I don't like, though, is this. I have no idea we can even put in here, like change maybe. Your phone will not really fit in there. There's really nothing to fit in there. Even the center here, if this was a little bit bigger so you could put your phone in there, really no idea what the point of that is. And the cup holder layout really isn't the best. You're kind of really reaching far for it, but this cubby up here is nice. There's a lot of room up here for everything. This is what I really like about the truck. So, as a lot of you guys know, I kind of briefly talked about it in the last video. There's a new turbocharger on this truck, and these L5P stock, 17 and 19, even 20 plus, very, very peppy truck stock. I didn't really think there's much to improve upon, but this new turbocharger, I'm going to pop the hood and show you guys again, is very, very peppy and responsive down low. This truck is very peppy with this charger on here. Let me show you guys again under the hood. But just driving around, it's a lot more responsive and a lot more get up and go, which is hard to think about because these trucks are already pretty crazy stock. But that's the new turbocharger right there. As you can see, it's a whole new actuator. You kind of pick up, I didn't really pay attention under here. It didn't really look too crazy. I'm just trying to see if anything jumps out. Definitely the mass airflow sensor right here is different. This is new for 2023 trucks. If you have a 23, you have a second map sensor that's standard on a 24 too. And it looks like back there, if you see that red wire, that Knox plug set up in there appears to be different as well. Hopefully it's not problematic. But that's really my overview of the truck. Like I said, I want to put some more miles on it, but that's just my first initial impressions of driving it. I have, I believe, almost 1,000 miles on it now. Let's see what we got. 962. These steps are awesome. That they're finally standard, you know, on the Denail Ultimate at least. They could be a little bit faster. They're kind of slow, but you think they would hinder your ability to get in, but by the time you step up, they're already down. They're not as quick as amp steps, but they get the job done. So that's really about it. I just wanted to give you guys, you know, a quick, you know, first drive, not drive, but first few weeks of ownership of the truck. I've got about 1,000 miles on it, like I said now, and that's really my first initial impressions of the truck. And I forgot I got the massaging seats on. They actually work very, very well. I thought when they got added they were going to be, you know, whatever, but they actually work very, very well. So that's about it for this video, guys. Be sure to stay tuned till next week. We're going to start modding this thing. I want to have my brother get this tinted out, hopefully today or tomorrow. Then I'm going to get the wheels thrown on, see what we got to cut to get those put on. But like I said, stay tuned till next week and we're going to get all that done. So if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a big thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Stop this conversation. We got no